And welcome to the Learning Has Changed list, the web series where I get to tackle all the things that I would like to learn how to change in education, with a community of reflective practice vloggers, in order to create an engine for authentic learning. Fellow video blogger Ginger Lumen, who was writing on her actual blog, was talking about how school a lot of times doesn't prepare kids for real life. She was talking about how the skills that we need in real life are around being able to learn new things, about aggregating and parsing information, about creating new learning out of that information. And she was talking about how a lot of times school becomes just about remembering information and someone else's information rather than creating your own. And she was encouraging people to take part in that discussion and to start to create schools that do that. But I was inspired by a different part of this. A number of times throughout the blog post, Ginger Lumen was referencing real life, invoking this concept of real life that we should be preparing our kids for. But I have a problem with this construct that there is some real life that we need to be aspiring to, that there is a single concept of what real life should be and what we should be preparing our learners for. Life is going to be pretty real whether you are in school or you are working. I don't think that you can have a more real life or a less real life that exists. Clearly, Ginger is talking more about preparing kids to be able to do the skills that are required within a working environment. But by saying that we are preparing kids for real life, we are saying that the one that they are leading right now and the one that we are in charge of is less real. And while we have put structures in place so that they can fail more easily and that they can learn from their mistakes more easily, it isn't the case that school is less real. It may be less passion-based, it may have less choice, but it isn't any less real. And I think the thing that I would like to change is the glorification of the life that exists outside of school, that is somehow infinitely better than the one that exists within school. School can be a haven. School can be a place that we can go and explore. While I think that there can be better alignment with the things that we would like to do out in the working world and the things that we are currently doing within the schooling world, I think that those things can get closer. But the problem isn't so much that the working world has it right and it is more competitive and more interesting and more passionate, because it isn't always that. And I think that holding it up and saying real life is what we should aspire to belittles the real life that they are currently living, and that experience can be something more. The element that I think could change this most easily is if we actually compared the activities of a learner and the activities of a worker, or someone who is in business, or someone who is in a nonprofit, or someone who is starting a company, or someone who is in the public sector. If we compare those activities and started to look at the connections between them rather than the competition amongst them, I think that we get closer and we can say this real life can be more authentic. It can be more passionate and more interesting. And this real life, that working life, can be more about learning. Because I think at some point it is meeting in the middle and saying that all of this is real life and we just want better. We want better for ourselves, we want better for our schools, we want better for our working environments. Holding one up as the ideal while we disparage the other does not get us further. And I love Ginger for starting this conversation. If you have ideas about how to make learning life and working life better by joining the two of them together, please leave it in the comments, subscribe on YouTube, or join us in the Google Plus community. Thank you so much for watching.